Okay guys, so I'm going to run through a quick PI setup. It should be maybe about 15 minutes. So first I'll start off with skills that you're going to need for PI. And just give it a second, it takes a second to load up. Okay, so go over here into resource processing, or no, not resource, planetary management. So you're going to want command center upgrades at level 4. You're going to want interplanetary consolidation at level 4. And remote sensing and planetology, I would recommend having at 3. However, they can be 4 or 5 if you'd like, but really they just, this remote sensing is going to be for when you do PI in like case space, just because you're going to be doing it across multiple systems. And planetology is going to give you better accuracy while you're actually performing the PI, so when you're looking at the hotspots on the planet, it's going to show you, or well, it's just going to more accurately depict how much actual resources you'll be pulling off. So interplanetary consolidation will give you a total of 5 planets, which will make, I believe, every type of P3. I may be wrong on that, but most P3 consists of 4 components of P2, which is what you're going to be pulling off, and then you'll also be changing that you'll be pulling the P1 off and be changing it into P2. So 4 separate things of P2 to make a P3. That'll all make more sense once I actually start. Okay, so those are the skills. And then after that, you're going to want to get yourself a epithal, right? I'll show you the fit that I use for the epithal. I mean, it's really cheap. I mean, I can build it in the hole. So, I mean, if I'm still in the corp while you're watching this, you can just have me build you one. I can't actually fly it on my main account because I can use a DST. There's no real point in using this. So the reason why we use the epithal is because it has a 50 M3 or 50,000 M3 hold for planetary commodities, and this is just fit up so it can warp quickly, as that's why the inertial stabilizer's on there. Could put some hyperspatials on there, but there's no real point because, I mean, why would I make it more expensive than it needs to be? It's a piece of crap anyways. So you're going to use something like this. I mean, if someone sneezes on you, you'll die, but at least you'll warp fast. So most of the time, you're not going to get ganked doing PI anyways, so don't worry too much about that. Now, in order to actually drop a command center, which looks like this, right down here, you're going to need 1,000 M3 of cargo space. So any of the T1 haulers will do for your ship to actually bring those things out in. So I'm just going to jump in my impel right now. Remember, you only need 1,000 to grab your command center. Now I'm going to grab, I believe I have a storm set up, so I'll just grab a lava real fast, and we'll go do some non-CS crystals, which is very common and valuable PI material. Alrighty then, so for starters, you're going to want to drag planetary colonies down into your left bar because you're going to be using it on, I don't know, probably 1 to 2 day cycles. So what we'll do is we'll remove that there so I can show you how to actually grab it. I believe it is here, yep, so it's in business, and you're just going to grab planetary colonies and drag it down onto the left hand side there. Right now I have 1 planetary colony set up, and it is my P2 to P3 reaction planet. I'll explain how to set that up and what that will look like for you here in a little bit. But for now, we're going to go to the planets, and we're going to go to the lava planet. So we'll go view in planet mode. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is pop over here, check out the scan, bring it down a little bit, sort of focus it. You can move that around later to just get a better idea of what's on the planet. Now we're going to go for non-CS crystals, so we'll check it out like this. Now remember, when you're setting up PI, the more people that are doing PI in the system on the same planet, the quicker the resources deplete. So I have a few characters set up already, and I know that they're set up right here, right? And so I don't want to have all my characters pulling resources from the same spot. So I'm going to actually set it up on a less hot spot part of the planet, And I guess we'll probably go, let's see, because remember, they do sort of start to deplete. I don't actually know what the cycle time is for them to get better. Okay, so anyways, enough of that bullcrap. Okay, so you got over here. Remember, you're in the scan section right here. You clicked on non-CS crystals to check that out, and this is what the bar does. It'll pretty much give you a better idea of where the exact hot spots are um, while you're setting your stuff down. And remember, the skills that you have do make it more accurate. So we'll go to build, click on command centers, and why is the lava command center not in my cargo hold? Ah, that's why. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll do that. Close up our inventory here. We'll just place it down right there. Okay, so next thing you're going to do, before you even click submit, because you have to have this thing ready to go, we're going to upgrade it to level 5. And then we're going to click submit. Now it will cost about 10 million, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe probably about in between 7 and 10 million ISK to set up a planet for PI. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab our processor, not our processor, our extractor. Where's the damn extractor? It is. Okay. We'll grab our extractor and throw this down. Probably right around there. We want it to sort of get both of those hot spots on either side, so that looks right about right. And then I'm not even going to go into that quite yet. We're just going to continue building here. So we'll click submit, and then we'll start putting down the processors. We'll actually start with storage facilities. So I personally use 2 storage facilities. It's completely unnecessary. You can absolutely use 1. Put 1 there, and we'll put 1 there. Now, in order to make links quicker and easier, all you have to do is hold down Control, click on one, and then click on the other. Now you got to release Control before you click on the next one. So Control, click, release, click. We'll actually move local chat away too. Okay, and then we'll go for processors, because this is what's going to turn your P1 into P3. Or no, I'm sorry, P2. Okay, so we'll throw down the 1 there. You want to make these links as short as possible, guys. It's important. So I'm going to put 4 on each side. Okay. Doesn't have to look pretty. It's just got to do its job. Make sure that they're close together. The links do not need to be longer than the distance in between 2 circles. I like to say that because it's true. It's really not necessary to expend more power grid and CPU making the links longer than they need to be, especially when you're messing with level 4 command center upgrades. And my hands are not agreeing with me here. Okay, there we go. Alrighty then. Then you're going to throw down a spaceport like this, right in the middle here. Then you're going to connect all. Remember, Control click, Control click, space click, or release click. Control click, release click. Nice and quick. Now they're all connected up. We'll click submit. This is another 2 million, so it looks like we're at 6.3 million now, and that should be about as much as it costs you. So it looks like it's about 6.3 to set up a planet. Okay, so now that we've done that, we've set that up, we're gonna go up here and we're gonna install our extractor heads, and ideally we should be able to install all 8 extractor heads. Now, there are planets where it's more. I'll explain the links first. So these links, each one of them uses a amount of CPU and power grid. So if you click on the stats after you click on a link, it'll say how much it's using. So on a gas or a ice planet, this is going to be higher than this. They use more base power grid and CPU just to create a link. So you may run into power grid issues, seeing as how we're at the maximum, just about at maximum power grid usage for this setup. So with level 5, you may, or with only like level 4 in the skill, but a level 5 command center, you may end up having to drop one of the lava storage facilities. And I believe if you drop the lava storage facility, but you upgrade one of your links, it should allow the large amount of material that you're pulling off the planet to go through that link. So anyways, we're going to click non-CS crystals here. We'll move. It's just so much stuff on my screen right now. Okay. So we're going to move around all these extractors, and remember, okay, so you're going to want to set the amount of time that you're going to have this running for. So I do 2 days per cycle. Okay, I feel like it's a good amount of time. I don't feel like it's too menial or time consuming for me to log on every single damn day and adjust my PI on each character, which is 4 right now, and I don't know, it takes a couple minutes a character, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. Okay, now 2 million is a nice round number. If you're shooting for 2 million over 2 days, that's looking good. Now, you remember how that last hotspot on the planet looked like it was better than this hotspot? It's funny because this hotspot is actually producing more than the other spot on my alternate characters, and that's because nobody's pulling stuff off over here. Okay, you got to remember, when there's a lot of people using the same planet, resource counts are going to go down. So try and choose a unique spot. You know, there's no real way to tell where other people have put their stuff, but don't you know, sometimes the hot spots aren't always the best spots. Okay, so that looks good to me. None of the circles are overlapping. When they do, it looks like this up here in the left corner here, that you get minus 20%. That's a negative. That's a negative thing right there. So it says I'm going to get 2,162 or 2,162,000 over 2 days, right? Now when I install the program, I'm going to click on my extractor. I'm going to click Survey for Deposits. It's going to tell me that I'm actually getting 1.9 million. Now this is because my skill is not as accurate as it could be, right? I mean, that wasn't very accurate. You just saw it said I was going to get 2.15 or whatever, and I'm actually getting 1.95. So you will want to check that out sometimes, just to double check, make sure you're getting what you actually want to. I could increase that number, but right now I don't really feel like doing it, and I don't really feel like spending the time. So I'm just going to exit that. Okay, and now that you've got your thing pulling off resources, right, the second you click submit, it'll start pulling stuff off. So current cycle time is 30. Every 30 minutes is a cycle. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on the extractor, you're going to go to products, and you're going to route that. So I'm going to click this, okay, and then we're going to click on one of our storage facilities, okay, and I'm going to route half of it. This is very important that you don't route all of it. So I'm going to route half of it over there. That's going to be 31, or well, about 3750. So, or no, 30,750, my bad. Okay. So that'll route half of it to that one, and then I'll click on the rest. Double click that and I'll route it here. Oh, cluster shut down. Okay, so now that we have our resources routed to our storage facilities, right, that's where we're going to be making the routes to all these processors. So we're going to click on the processor here, and I like to click submit every once in a while because sometimes you'll mess something up and then you'll do a bunch of work and then you won't even be able to click submit because you messed something up. So we're going to click chiral structures because that's what we're building with the non-CS crystals. So click that, and then remember, once you click you can double click the thing you're building, double click the route, and then double click on the launch pad. So that was that one. I'm going to just do the same thing for all 8 of these, okay? Now the reason why we're routing it to the storage facility is because over time, this extractor is going to create more than these little processors can handle. So it's going to be stored up in these facilities, and as you start to pull off less and less over time, because you're doing it on a 2-day cycle, it'll start to stack up, and the processors will catch back up once you start producing less and less. So this is routed, I believe. Yep. Okay, so chiral structures, route. Chiral structures, route. Just do all that to all of them. Make sure you get all your routes. Okay. There you go. Now all of your chiral structures are routed. Now you need to supply them with the P1 that you're extracting off of the planet. So click submit to make sure we didn't mess anything up, and we didn't, which is good. And then we will click on the routes. So you're going to click on your storage facility, then you're going to go up here to routes, and you're going to click on that. And then all you got to do, it's real nice and easy, double click. Oops, not double click. it should be able to, I guess you can't double click. No, you can't. So you got to click create route and then double click. So boom, incoming, create route, double click. Boom, incoming, create route, and double click. And just keep doing that until you've got all of them done. Now I'm only going to use this storage facility for these 4, and then I'm going to use this storage facility for the other 4. Okay, now you've got 4 outgoing, 1 incoming from the from the extractor. You have 4 outgoing and 1 incoming from this one. You'll click submit, and you should on your launchpad have 8 incoming chiral structures. Okay. Now what this is going to do is over 2 days it'll turn all the crap that you pull off into chiral structures. Real nice and easy. That's how it's done. Nice and simple. That's done. Okay, so now we're going to check out the, okay, before I go on to the P2 to P3 reactions planet, we're going to talk about what you're going to need to actually make the P3. Now I'll pull up a website here and just show you. This is a nice little, a real easy website to use. Actually, this is a different one. One sec. Here we go. So this one will tell you you know, what planet the things are on. This is the P2. The P1's the stuff you're pulling off with the extractor. The P2 is the stuff that you're making from the P1 on the same exact planet. And then you're going to pull all that P2 off from each planet that you do, and you're going to put it on one other planet and make it into P3. And P3 is really good money. I mean, it's relatively low on the M3 usage, so you can haul quite a bit. You could probably haul about anywhere from 600 to a billion ISK worth in one deep space transport run, which is around 55,000 M3 to 60,000 M3. Okay, so right now I just made the refined version, or where is it at? Oh, no, I just made the P1. Okay, so I mean, whatever, I was close enough. I just made chiral structures, and we are going to make that into, where is it? Where the hell is it? It's around here somewhere. Okay, we're going to make it into robotics, okay? Yeah, sorry, that was confusing. It goes P1 for what you're pulling off, P2, and then P3. We're going to... Man, I made that really difficult for you guys. P1 is what you're making on the first planet out of the P0, which is the stuff you're pulling off. Then you're going to make 2 forms of P2 on the reaction planets, and you're going to turn those forms of P2 into P3. Sorry, that was misleading. I'm not going to make the video again. I'm way too lazy. Okay, so you're going to be making robotics. You're going to be making consumer electronics and mechanical parts on the planet, and then you'll make those into robotics on the same planet. So obviously, we just made the chiral structures to make robotics, and now we need precious metals, toxic metals, and reactive metals. So you're going to do exactly what I just did, but to harvest those other 3 P1 materials, okay? So I'm not going to do all 3 of those on the video, or all 4 of those on the video, because that's too long, and you guys can figure it out on your own. Now I'm going to show you how to make the consumer electronics and mechanical parts. So we're going to leave this planet, and we're going to go over here to the storm planet where I have the reactions set up on. I don't know if they're called reactions, but that's what I call them. Oh shoot, I should just let it take me to this spot. Where the hell is it? Freaking A. Okay, so this is where you're going to take your stuff after you pull it off the planet. Now, it's been a while since I actually made it. I guess what we'll do is we'll just delete it, and then how should I do this? You know what, I'll do it in another video. This will be the end of that video, and I'll make another one. Okay, thanks guys. I hope that was hope that explained it for you. When you are done making your you know, after your 2-day cycle is complete, all you got to do to collect it is click right on the planet that your colony's on, and then you're going to go down here to customs office, and then just warp to within 0 the customs office. And I'll actually show you just so there's no holes in this guide here. And I was slow boating for ages. Anybody could have ganked my ass. But they didn't. That would have been a funny end to the video, huh? Me getting killed. Hell, I'd have watched it. So there's our sexy little lava planet there. Alrighty then. So there's your customs office. All you got to do is click on it, right click, click access customs office. And then whatever is in the launch pad for your thing will be right here. You'll just drag and drop it to here. You'll click transfer, and then you'll drag this from there into your cargo hold. And for me, that would be my fleet hangar. So boom, drag it in there, and bam, you got your stuff, okay? It's money in the bank. Okay, so that's it. That's it. I'm done. Okay, have a good day, guys. Bye.